Welcome to the latest TickerTrends overview video. In this video, I will go over the data platform, the social arbitrage fund, and everything going on with TickerTrends since there has been so much that has changed since my previous videos on the platform and the business overall. Before I get into the video, I do want to mention that we do have a public Discord community with some really amazing people being constantly active in the community talking about earnings, data opportunities, potential social arb trades that they're looking at, a lot of really amazing research, whether you're interested in alternative data, finance, equity markets, digital currency markets, commodity markets, general economic news and information. We have really amazing discussions in there. And since TickerTrends is such a niche product and such a niche community of people that would even be interested in this type of thing, we tend to attract a very high quality group of people. So I think it's very valuable for anyone who's interested in joining to join the community and just see what the chat's about and see what people are talking about, because I think you will really like it. First, for TickerTrends, I'll start off with the social arbitrage fund. If you're unfamiliar with what we do at TickerTrends, we track tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of alternative data points across the internet, and we relate those data points to publicly tradable opportunities. We track over 25,000 public equities in both the US and international markets, and we have granular alternative data for all of these businesses, as well as new data points which are constantly expanding. This is what makes us really unique to any other alternative data shop, is that we have a much larger breadth of coverage and a much higher granularity and quality to our data because of how we've structured our platform and our data collection methods. The social arbitrage fund is really the ultimate expression of this. If you don't know what social arbitrage is, basically we're looking at social, consumer, product, and corporate trends through digital data and identifying mispriced opportunities in the market. With this strategy, we've been very successful with our public track record, which we update on a monthly basis on both Twitter, our website, and our social arbitrage fund deck. If you haven't seen our Twitter, I highly recommend you follow us on there as well. We also have constant, very great discussion. So far this year, we've had exceedingly strong performance. So for us, that's always very exciting. It shows the proof in the value of our data, in the research, in everything that we're doing. So that's the really unique thing about TickerTrends, is we're not just selling the data and not knowing how to use it or knowing if it's valuable or not. We quite literally prove every single day that what we do has real value in the market. And that's shown through the subscribers to our data platform, the external capital that we've been able to raise for the business itself, and the social arbitrage fund actual live trading performance and returns. So I think that's enough with the social arbitrage fund. If you're interested in allocating us capital for the social arbitrage fund, feel free to email us admin@tickertrends.io. Again, this is a relatively smaller sized hedge fund for the time being, but we're constantly raising more capital and expanding our track record as time goes on. So this is a very exciting opportunity, and I think in terms of gaining access to the best technology and research that we are able to do, the social arbitrage fund is really the best expression of that. And of course, you don't have to put as much effort into doing it. You can focus on what you're best at, and we can focus on what we're best at. Now we can get into the TickerTrends data platform. The TickerTrends data platform is now just $12 a month. We've made some significant pricing changes. And the great thing about that is we haven't limited any functionality. In fact, we've added a lot of functionality. We're constantly iterating on the platform, and you'll see this if you look at my old YouTube videos on the data platform, and now this new progression of the data platform. We really like to take community feedback very directly. We do community calls in our Discord constantly, and we receive new feature ideas, suggestions, improvements, bug reports, anything from our users all the time. And that allows us to basically directly respond and act very quickly to concerns and improvements and ideas that our users have. And you'll see a lot of those with a lot of these updates and changes that we've made. First, I'll start with the summary page. I think this is a really great overview idea of what TickerTrends does. On the summary page, we essentially wanted to create the Google search of alternative data. So a place where you can search for anything. You can search for any company, any term, any keyword, and receive a lot of information on that keyword instantly, no matter what. This allows you to do a lot of very powerful things, including finding companies or actionable opportunities for any keyword. For example, just a very random made-up example, if I were researching rollerblades, or if I was researching protein shakes, or any category, sector, product, or keyword that I know is doing very well, I could search that on the TickerTrends summary page. I could find direct opportunities that relate to that product or keyword through publicly tradable symbols in equity markets. I can also view significant amounts of alternative data on that keyword, so I can prove or disprove if my thesis is actually correct in the market. I can also look at financial information on those various related companies to that keyword or ticker or whatever it may be that I search. So essentially what we've done here is this is really the first time or the first place ever where it is a search engine of being able to prove or disprove trading ideas, discover new ideas, new thesis in the market, and gain an enormous amount of information very, very quickly. Again, this is what makes us unique. There are other alternative data platforms that exist at much higher prices, but you'll see a lot of the time that they have these limitations that say, hey, well, you can only look at this group of 400 tickers. And those 400 tickers just happen to be the 400 tickers that are most covered by other data platforms as well. This puts you at a massive disadvantage in terms of market coverage and opportunities that you're able to find. And really what we want to do is we want to say, well, hey, there are no limits. No matter what you want to look at, no matter what keyword, what data value, what company, we will have information for you. And that's what the summary page allows you to do. In this case, I've looked up the Lululemon ticker. So in this little search section, I can look up either keywords and terms, or I can look up tickers. So these are really the two main things that we have on our website, the tickers and the terms, which you can search or look at in different places across TickerTrends. In this case, I've looked up Lululemon Athletica, and here I will have a couple of related tickers to Lululemon. When I click on these different tickers, such as Urban Outfitters, Under Armour, Gap, I will receive company descriptions on how these tickers are performing. I can go back to Lululemon. I also receive symbol rankings, which are various summary values for how these different tickers are performing across different alternative data values. So I can quickly see, well, which company is performing the best on Google Trends. Here I can see that Lululemon is outperforming Urban Outfitters, but Urban Outfitters also might be a company that I want to look at because they're performing fairly well. These symbol ranking values here are always constantly improving, and you'll see that with a lot of the features on our platform. There are certain things that we've added and are iterating on quickly, and there are certain things that have been there for a long time and have already matured quite a bit. So you'll kind of notice a mix of those features on our platform just because of how quickly we're releasing new features. Once I've found a ticker that I want to look at further, such as Lululemon, then I'm able to view some basic financial data on that company. So some things include just basic price data for that ticker. I can view earnings transcript summaries. So this is helpful just to quickly get an idea of what matters for that company in that moment. If I'm looking at Lululemon, it's very important to know exactly what's happening in the most recent earnings transcripts. And by being able to get these quick summaries of any earnings transcript for any publicly investable company, assuming we have the earnings transcript data, this gives me it's a massive amount of time savings. It gives me that ability to say, in a very, very short period of time, is this an opportunity that I want to further research, or has my thesis been disproven within a matter of minutes? That's really what TickerTrends can allow you to do. You can go from analyzing, discovering, scanning thousands and thousands of companies very, very fast and quickly, rather than having to do this research exponentially slower. We also have other data such as EPS data, revenue data, and now a new data point we also have is estimate revisions data. So these are yearly revenue estimate revisions data, so you can see how analysts adjust their expectations of revenue over time throughout a certain year. And we have a few years of data for this, so I could even see how the 2025 revenue estimates have adjusted over time. And this might also be helpful information for you when you're trying to look at the financial health of a company. But really where the TickerTrends data platform shines is the alternative data section. This is what you won't see anywhere else on any other platform or offering by anyone else. First, we have a new value here that was just recently introduced to the platform. This is the social arb trend value or proprietary trend value. This is an internal calculated value that TickerTrends provides to users, which is meant to be a reflection of the overall performance of the company based on alternative data. So once again, TickerTrends collects mass amounts of alternative data, and what we want to do more and more over time is not just give values from other sources that reflect the performance of certain companies. Like, we don't just want to show you the web traffic for a certain company or the search trends for a certain company. We want to be able to do more complex analysis and provide our users with the most value possible automatically. So these social arb trend or proprietary trend values are a full example of that, where we're saying, hey, we are taking all this internal information, we are taking everything we have on this company, and we are providing you with a value that you will not be able to find anywhere else. This social arb trend value does not exist anywhere outside of the TickerTrends platform, and so this gives you direct value instantly when you join the TickerTrends platform, because by default, you cannot see this information anywhere else. This information is meant to reflect the performance of the business over time, and we are going to be constantly improving these values, as well as releasing more proprietary TickerTrends values as the platform expands and improves. This is, again, one of the newer features that I was mentioning about. So it's something that we're also constantly improving, and we talk about it all the time in our Discord community and in our emails and communication with our users, so that they know exactly what we're updating and what we're adding to the platform. But for me personally, these proprietary trend values are one of the most exciting things for me, because it allows TickerTrends to really flex its technological muscles and say, hey, here's a value where we're not necessarily going to tell you everything that's going into it, but we hope that to show you that these values are very, very valuable. And we'll be doing that more and more over time in terms of proving to our users how valuable these values are, as well as improving the actual things that go into it. So this is the proprietary trend value, which I've mentioned. I can remove that from the alternative data chart and add other values such as Lululemon search trend performance. I can view some web traffic trends for Lululemon, which in this case is the lululemon.com website. I can add a moving average to this to see how the performance of these different trends have been doing over time. I could look at the year-over-year performance of this data as well. Basically, we just want to make it as easy as possible to track all of these alternative data values. And as you can see here, we have search trends, image search trends, shopping search trends, web traffic trends, Wikipedia trends, TikTok trends, YouTube trends, as well as some SEO trends for both web, e-commerce, and news. So we've added a significant amount of data sources to the TickerTrends platform, and this just allows you to have more and more information on all of these companies. And most importantly, by adding new data sources to TickerTrends, this is not only allowing you to view these data sources, but what makes TickerTrends really great is that we're analyzing and tracking this wide corpus of values. So this means that you don't have to keep your eye on every single Google Trends value that you want to search online. We are constantly tracking and updating all of those values. So you will be surfaced the best ones as long as you add them to TickerTrends. So actually, when you're adding keywords and new values and new websites and search terms and social media values to TickerTrends, you are increasing the use of the platform for yourself, for everyone else using the platform, and you're making this a more powerful tool. So that's really a super unique advantage that we have, which is since we have this user base of people using the TickerTrends platform, it is essentially expanding the coverage of everything that we're looking at constantly, which no other alternative data business is really able to do. I also want to give an example of one of the newer features we've added, which is also the suggested keyword feature. This will be better if I look up a keyword term rather than a company. In this case, I will search for Formula One, and you will see as the results show up. So first, of course, we have the suggested tickers, like I've mentioned earlier. We also have the alternative data section. In this case, since I searched a keyword, I do not have any proprietary value for this, since we currently only have proprietary values for ticker search rather than term search. But I do have all of the alternative data values, such as Formula One performance over time. But now I also have this related keywords section, which gives me a great way to see certain potential ideas or keywords or new things that I could add or look at for that specific ticker or that specific keyword, sorry. In this case, with Formula One, I see Formula One schedule is something that is a very high search volume related keyword. I also have these summary graphs for the different related keywords. And this is very helpful in ideating on new keywords and terms to track, as well as seeing what's kind of happening within that company. If I'm looking at a certain keyword and seeing that it's performing well, it's going to be very helpful to get more context and more information on that keyword, which seeing these related high volume keywords typically is what this will give you. Because then you'll be able to say, well, okay, now I understand the reason why Formula One is doing so well is because people are searching Formula One schedule. And in this case, I could also double click on it, which it will automatically bring me to the top here, where I can search the F1 schedule value, which I just double clicked on, and instantly see the performance of that value on an alternative data chart at the top. So we've added this in a lot of different places on the website now, which is being able to double click or interact with values and go to the summary page directly to see more information on that value. Something else I'm very excited to show off outside of the summary page is the exploding trends page. This did come from feature suggestions through the community. We saw a need for something like this, which is where you can discover increasing trends for basically any type on the TickerTrends platform and quickly analyze, discover, and view more information on those trends. So once this is loaded here, we will be able to see more information on these trends. The reason why I can only see one on each page is just because I've made my window size small, but typically you'll be able to see more, which I can adjust here. There we go. And now we can see some of the exploding trends that TickerTrends is tracking. And in this case, what's really cool about the exploding trends is these are not values that users have to add to their account or do anything in order to access. They can just go to the exploding trends page and see all this information from the second they sign up to TickerTrends. On this page, you can scroll through the different pages of exploding trends, discover ideas of things that are performing abnormally well. And when you found something that has caught your eye, in this case, maybe I want to look at Birkenstocks, I can once again click on the related terms button, which gives me similar information to the summary page in terms of related terms. This can give me an idea of why that term is doing abnormally well. So in this case, I can see Birkenstock clogs, Birkenstock Boston, Birkenstock sale. These are different things that people are searching for related to Birkenstocks. I can also now click the search button, which once again will bring me directly to the summary page where I can see the actual trend value as well as the related symbols and all of the regular alternative data information related to that keyword which I've clicked on. And when I'm done analyzing this value, I can click the back button to get exactly back to the Exploding Trends page where I was looking at the different information. And this just makes the research process really seamless in discovering new opportunities. I don't want to spend too much time on the Exploding Trends page because, in my opinion, it's one of the most fun features to play with. So I highly recommend you join the platform and try it out for yourself. I also want to show a new page which we've added, which is the earnings calendar page. You can think of this as a stock screener for earnings through a certain date range that the user selects. So in this case, I can select a date range. I realize that you can't see the calendar pop up with the screen recording, but when I click on this button here, a little calendar pops up. I can select the starting date. So in this case, I'll choose June 10th, which is today, and the ending date, which will be June 14th, which is the end of this week. Then I can select US exchanges and click search. When I do this, TickerTrends will retrieve all of the tickers that report earnings during the period interval that I've selected. And then I can view all of these tickers, which in this case there are 219 tickers, which is a lot. Remember, we're tracking tens of thousands of companies. So no matter what, there will be a lot of data. But the whole point is that you can quickly sift through them and find the ones that are the most important. What I like to do is sort them by estimated revenue, which typically will give you the largest cap companies that are being tracked. Because if they have very high estimated revenue, then they probably are highly covered by analysts or just have a lot of data in general. In this case, I can quickly see the different companies that are reporting earnings, such as Oracle, also Adobe, and some more, Autodesk. I can see information like the estimated EPS, revenue estimated, as well as before market open or after market close. I can see the fiscal date end, the date, and then you can also see these alternative data values, which once again just give you more information on being able to screen for opportunities and find interesting information in the market, right? You want to be able to scan through large quantities of data and say, this is the one that I want to look at further. And through something like the earnings calendar, I can see, for example, Adobe, and I can double click on it, which once again will bring me to the summary page. So we've really interconnected a lot of these pages and made them interactable from the user's perspective, so that they can look at things very quickly, such as viewing the Adobe ticker performance. And then you can see I get my social Arb trend value, I get all the alternative data, I get the financial information, and once I'm done looking at this, I can go back and it brings me back to the earnings calendar with all of the information that I was looking at previously. This is the general idea and the general workflow of TickerTrends, which is looking at the Discover section, finding these opportunities from a very large corpus of data, going to the Analyze section, which in this case is the summary page, and analyzing that information. Of course, if you are a more advanced user, we do have more customizable features on the TickerTrends platform, some of which include the Pro Chart. If you're unfamiliar with the Pro Chart essentially allows you to analyze custom data for any ticker set or term values that you want. So I can click on any ticker. For example, I've already added this ticker, which is Costco. I can also add new tickers by searching for them here. And I can search for any ticker in financial markets and add them to my account. Once I've added the ticker, I can find that ticker on the top right, and I can manually add alternative data values to that ticker. Now, why might this be important? You might ask. Well, the summary page and the exploding trends and some of those features give you a lot of data by default. No matter what, you'll have a lot of information, but at a certain point, you might be a user where you say, well, I don't want the summary page to tell me what information is important for Costco. I know which information I want to track for Costco. So I can go to the Pro Chart and I can add the Costco ticker, and then I can say, hey, I want to add this website to the Costco ticker. I want to add this search term. I want to add this TikTok term. These are the things that I want to track for Costco. And then when I go to the Costco Pro chart, after I've added those different data values, then I can analyze them very, very easily and track them on my account to see how Costco is performing with those custom terms that I've added. So this is very helpful, again, for users that are more experienced, more intense about the research process, and they really want specific information shown to them that they know they want to see. Because when you first go on the Pro chart, this data will be empty until you've added new values. So for example, when I click on the Google Trends values and I can see things like Costco review, Costco near me, etc., these will not show up on your account unless you've added them through the quick add section on the bottom. So for example, I can search here Costco gas station. Once I've found the value that I want, I can click quick add, and this is of the Google Trends type. Once I click quick add, this value will be instantly scraped on the TickerTrends platform. This means that we are collecting the data for you in real time, and you can do this for various data types, such as Google Trends, Google Shopping, YouTube, Amazon, Wiki, SEO values, web traffic, TikTok, etc. And now I receive an information that the value has been successfully added, and now I can see that new relation made on my account, which is Costco gas station trend data of the Costco ticker. So that's a quick overview of what the Pro chart does. Once again, the summary page will give you this information automatically, but when you get to the point that you think you want to make your manual connections between tickers and alternative data or do more complex advanced analysis, then you can go to the Pro chart, and all of that functionality is ready for you so that you can customize the platform as much as you like. This is really just the beginning of all of the TickerTrends features and all of the things that are possible on the TickerTrends platform. But I hope that this overview gives you an idea of some of the new features we've made, some of the new things that we're working on, and the focuses of the platform, as well as makes you excited about what you can do with TickerTrends. TickerTrends is not just a one size fits all platform or a platform where you can only do one thing. The whole point of TickerTrends is that every user will use this platform and these tools differently. We want to be here to provide you with these tools so that you can do the analysis and the research and find the opportunities that are interesting to you. Our job is just to build these amazing tools to collect the data and not tell you how to use it, but hopefully just by seeing what I've shown you, you already have tons and tons of ideas of saying, wow, this would be really critical and really helpful in my research process and fills a gap that no other platform out there fills, especially for the price point that we're offering TickerTrends at, which is $12 a month. If you all like what we're doing, make sure to check out our website, TickerTrends.io. Of course, if you're interested in the social arbitrage fund, you can reach out to us, admin@TickerTrends.io, or go to our website where you can view our deck and contact us through various methods. We're super excited to have you involved in our community. Also, make sure to join our Discord, which I will leave a link to in the description, and follow us on Twitter. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in one of my next videos.